She had never thrown anything in her life. Not in high school, not in college, not in the 7 years of marriage before that Tuesday afternoon. Then her hand opened. The pillow left her fingers. It sailed across the bedroom and hit the wall with almost no sound at all. What came next was worse. A scream, high and sharp and completely unfamiliar. She didn't recognize her own voice. This is what breaking looks like when it finally happens. The fight wasn't even about anything big. Dishes in the sink. Plans made without asking. The same circular argument they'd had before. The one where she says she feels invisible, and he says that's not fair, and they both go quiet because what else is there to say? Except this time she didn't go quiet. She picked up the decorative pillow from the chair. The one they bought together at that store she can't remember the name of. Cream-colored with little tassels on the corners. She threw it, not at him, just away, across the room toward the wall. It didn't even make it all the way. It landed on the carpet about 3 feet from the baseboard, completely silent. A pillow can't crash, it can't shatter, it just stops being in your hand and starts being somewhere else. Then she heard herself scream. Not words, just sound, the kind that comes from your chest without asking permission first. He stared at her, she stared at the pillow, neither of them moved. The room was so quiet afterward, like the air itself was holding its breath. She kept thinking, who just did that? Who was that person with the unfamiliar voice? The pillow lay there on the carpet, innocent, exactly the same as it had been 5 seconds earlier. But now it meant something different. Now it was evidence. We think we'll see ourselves coming, that we'll recognize the person we're becoming before we actually become them. We tell ourselves we're patient people, calm people, people who don't raise their voices or throw things or lose control. Then one day we do. And the shock isn't the action itself, it's realizing we were capable all along. We carry things until we can't anymore. We absorb and accommodate and adjust. We have the same fight 17 times and tell ourselves it's fine. We're working on it. These things take time. Until the math stops working. The moment we break isn't random. It just looks random from the outside. From the inside, it's the 47th time we swallowed the same sentence. The 11th conversation we decided not to have. The accumulated weight of every time we chose peace over truth. We think breaking is weakness. We apologize for it. We're embarrassed by the version of ourselves that couldn't hold it together. But breaking is just what happens when holding it together requires more than we have to give. The pillow doesn't care why we threw it. The pillow just knows it used to be in one place and now it's in another. What stays with me isn't the throw itself. It's the moment after. Standing there looking at something you just did and not quite believing your own hands. That gap between who we think we are and who we become in one unplanned second. She'd never thought of herself as someone who throws things. That was other people. People with different temperaments, different histories, different marriages. But temperament doesn't matter when you run out of room. History doesn't matter when the present becomes unbearable. The story you tell yourself about yourself only holds until it doesn't. And here's what breaks my heart about this. She didn't throw the pillow because she wanted to hurt anyone. She threw it because she needed her body to do what her words couldn't. She needed something to move, something to change. Some proof that she was still a person with edges and limits and the right to exist loudly. The pillow was the smallest possible violence, the gentlest possible explosion. But it still changed everything. Because now she knows what her voice sounds like when it stops being careful. Now she knows what her hands do when they stop holding on. That knowledge doesn't go away. You can't unknow what you're capable of. You can't unfeel what it's like to let go. The relief people talk about after finally losing it, I don't think it's real. I think what comes after is mostly confusion. The disorientation of discovering you contained a person you'd never met. There's a kind of breaking we respect in this world, the kind that's loud and obvious and undeniable. Someone quits their job in a meeting. Someone walks out of a wedding. Someone finally says the thing everyone was thinking. We call that brave. We make movies about it. But most breaking doesn't look like that. Most breaking looks like a Tuesday afternoon and a pillow on the floor. It looks like doing something tiny and out of character, and then standing there trying to remember how to breathe. The pressure that causes that kind of breaking is just as real. The 47 quiet moments, the daily erosion, the slow realization that you've been carrying something you were never supposed to have to carry alone. We don't talk about that version enough. The one where you didn't mean to break, where you actually tried really hard not to, where you held on until your hands gave out without asking your permission first. Maybe the person who throws the pillow isn't weak. Maybe they're just human. Maybe they held on exactly as long as a person can hold on before their body decides it's done negotiating. And maybe what looks like losing control is actually the opposite. Maybe it's the moment your body takes control back from the version of you that kept insisting everything was fine. The pillow doesn't land where you aimed it. It lands where physics takes it. That's true for the breaking too. You don't choose the moment. You just arrive there and realize it already happened. The pillow is still on the floor. Or maybe she picked it up, fluffed it, put it back on the chair where it belonged. Either way, the throw already happened. The scream already left her throat. She already heard what her voice sounds like when it stops asking permission. She already became the person who threw the pillow. That can't be undone. But here's what I keep wondering. What if the breaking point isn't the end of something? What if it's just the place where the truth finally gets too big to ignore? What if the person who throws the pillow is more honest than the person who never does? And what are you carrying right now that you think you'll hold forever? The Flawed Seeker, a new reflection every day. We're all carrying something. We're all one Tuesday away from finding out what our hands do when they're done. Visit us at theflawedseeker.com.